Hey guys, happy Sunday. I am working every day this weekend. I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I definitely wanted to get this video out, even though I know half the world is watching The Walking Dead right now. Hopefully by the time it's uploaded, Walking Dead will be over. I happen to be taping it because I plan on sleeping by now, but that's not happening. I also want to apologize. I know when I tape at night, my room is really dark, so my apologies, but I don't know, I guess you can call it mood lighting. But I'll try to make a video during the day so it's brighter and lighter, especially when I wear black. So, all right, let me get right into this. First, where I left off last time is that Avery and Dassey threw Teresa's body into an open fire. That's where I left off. Now, Avery stated a fire, and in the transcript or in the appeal, it says in parentheses before Dassey got there. So my question is, does that mean Dassey left? Or did Steven start a fire going the entire time? Oh wait, I get it. He had a fire going at 4:42, so when Josh Randon drove by, he could see it. Duh, silly me. Then Steven and Brandon covered the car. They drove the car. And this is important, you gotta pay attention. Drove the car, and Steven went under the hood, Dassey said for some reason, and left the knife right there in the middle of the seats on the floor. That's according to Dassey's testimony. Then Avery took the key and put it in his middle drawer, second one down, that they buried. Then they burned all the sheets, took the sheets off and stuff. Now remember though, Steven was so smart that he thought to burn the sheets. He burned all the evidence. But yet, he left the knife and blood in the middle of Teresa's car. You think maybe he forgot? No, don't think so. All the words they say are from Dassey's confession according to that. Now, okay, so Dassey is a 16-year-old kid. Honestly, my kids are gamers. I bet my kids could come up with a crazy-ass story if they needed to or wanted to. I'm not going to ask them to because that's taking it a bit far, but I bet they could. I bet anyone can. So funny though that when they go on to talk about Dassey's confession, if what's even dumber though is that they seem, because it's an obvious lie, that none of it is consistent. Now, what is interesting is they stop at that part and then go right into March 1st. There was a big part of this that they didn't add into this appeal, and that was the trip over the weekend to shield him from any danger that comes his way. Remember that hotel? I forgot the name of it. Foxwoods? Fox Hunt or something? They took him and Barb there to protect them. I don't know what the fuck they were protecting him from because Steven was already in jail. But they left that whole incident out of the appeal, which is extremely interesting. But this is what bothers me the most. They claim that they don't want him making anything up, as you guys know, but that's a total lie because each time they told him the truth, they got him to change a story. They basically forced him to change a story, and everybody saw that. Then they go on to say that they gave him nothing but open-ended questions. Open-ended questions, my ass. They told him exactly what to say. And when Brendan told the truth, they automatically flipped around and said, no, Brendan, that's not the truth. If that's not coerced, I don't know what the fuck coerced is. Dassey then goes on to say that she was in the back of the Jeep, and then they threw her into the fire. Okay, if that's true, then why 3 pages up did the state give an elaborate story of how Steven shot her? This was in my first video. How Steven shot her 10 times, then threw her in the fire. They actually went on to say that her body was burning in the fire. They drove her Jeep, then went and watched TV. At no point, I think this is like page 25 maybe, at no point did they ever say that she was in the Jeep. But now all of a sudden she was in the Jeep. At the end of part 1, I left it off where all they did was go to the, all they did was go to the fire Once they burned her, they drove her car, buried it by the woods, covered it in the branches, went back to Stephen's house where he put the key in, and watched TV. And then Dassey went home. So when was she in the Jeep? This story now changed for the 5th time. They also go on to say that Lachinsky, this is good too. Lachinsky, I forgot the exact word they used, but Lachinsky, unfortunately, I forgot the word, but shouldn't have done it, hired a PI so his client would confess for a 2nd time. Hello, your attorney is not supposed to have you confess. He's not supposed to help you confess, not only the 1st time, but the 2nd time. Them putting that in there is mind-blowing to me, because how the fuck do you not think that that alone is enough to let Brendan out? It's gotten to the point where I think so many people agree with me. I don't give a fuck if he did it or not. He doesn't belong in jail. Your attorney, you've never been in trouble with the law. You have no violent history. You have nothing on your record. You're not old enough to drive, so you don't even have a fucking traffic ticket. Your attorney is not supposed to hire somebody to get you to confess the 2nd time. Right then and there, this entire case should have been thrown out. But of course it wasn't. As far as the whole coerced confession stuff, I'm not even going to bother really going into that just yet. Reason that until the state admits that they took Brendan to a hotel for the weekend to protect him from Avery, like I said before, who was already in jail, there is no valid argument that there wasn't a coerced confession. So why Brendan Dassey's confession is not a fail, because they seem to think that it's, I'm sorry, why it's not a fail, I forgot how they put it. But his own attorney hired a private eye to work against him. That alone is reason to throw out this entire case. And I know I just said that, but I'll say it again. An attorney is not supposed to work against you. You hire an attorney, I don't give a fuck if it's a public assistant or you paid $100,000 for him. He is to work for you. A lot of people has this misconception about when an attorney works for you. An attorney works for you. You do not work for the attorney. You tell the attorney exactly what you want done. He is supposed to take the laws and make it work with what you want done. That is what you pay him for. That is what the state pays him for. So the fact that he couldn't do that, and the fact that this has gone, that the state is even trying to fucking argue this with so many different stories, is mind-blowing to me. So it really is. I don't get it. So on that note, that was the end of that part. Next goes into coerced confessions. I'm going to kind of skip over coerced confessions. There's like 30 pages of it. To me, it's bullshit. It's thrown in there for 400 pages. I have no fucking idea why. I mean, I do, but the point is, saying a million different coerced confessions, I get how an appeal works. I get how all that works. I get why they're doing it. But Duffin had a ruling that was 2 pages. They are just blowing up 422 pages based on a coerced confession of how it's not coerced. The first 4 pages is all a rule the court should need to throw this entire opinion, an entire appeal out the fucking window. There's no, once you read the first 4 pages, the rest of it, I would just throw out the window. If I was on a Supreme Court judge, I would laugh and be like, can you get one fucking story straight? Because in 25 pages, there's literally 4 or 5 different stories, and none of them match up. None of them, they all just kind of change over and over. So that's all I got for you folks. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you watch my other videos. And I noticed that a lot of you guys, a lot of video watching has slowed down, and that's just not for me. I noticed it with everybody, but I don't know why. I mean, we're coming into MAM too. So like I said, don't forget, check out my other videos. Make sure you subscribe, and I will bring you guys part 3 on Thursday. All right? Enjoy Walking Dead, and I'll see you guys then. Peace. that didn't turn off.